What if I told you that two different viruses can give you the exact same fever, the same cough, and the same body aches? But here's the twist. One might knock you out for a week, while it's the flu, but what if it's not? Today, we're going to break down the real, crucial differences between influenza and COVID-19 and explore why confusing the two can be a dangerous mistake. Both primarily attack our respiratory system, and their initial symptoms can look almost identical. It's easy to see why people get them mixed up. But if you look just under the surface, you'll find that they are very different enemies, each with its own playbook. To really understand them, we need to start from the beginning. Let's talk about influenza, what most of us just call the flu. This isn't some new kid on the block. The flu is caused by influenza viruses, and humanity has been dealing with them for hundreds of years. The symptoms are probably familiar to you. A sudden high fever, chills that make you shiver, deep muscle aches, a pounding headache, overwhelming fatigue, and a persistent dry cough. For most healthy people, it's a rough ride for about 5 to 7 days, and then you start to recover. But we should never underestimate it. The flu can be very serious and even deadly, especially for vulnerable groups like elderly people, very young children, pregnant women, and anyone with a weakened immune system. It's a seasoned opponent that demands our respect. Now let's turn to COVID-19. This disease is caused by SARS-CoV-2, a type of coronavirus. Unlike the flu, this virus was completely new to humans when it first emerged. Our immune systems had never seen anything like it, and that's a huge reason why it spread across the globe so quickly and caused a pandemic. The common symptoms often overlap with the flu: fever, cough, shortness of breath, and fatigue. But COVID-19 brought some unique calling cards, like the strange loss of taste or smell and, for some, chest pain. And here's a critical point. COVID-19 doesn't always stop at the lungs. Its impact can be far more widespread. One of the biggest differences, and something most people don't realize, is how fast these viruses hit you. The flu is like a freight train. It hits you fast and hard. You can feel perfectly fine in the morning and be completely wiped out by nighttime, stuck in bed with a high fever. COVID-19, on the other hand, is often much slower and sneakier. After you're exposed, the symptoms might not show up for 2 to 14 days. This long incubation period is what makes COVID-19 particularly dangerous. It creates a window where people can be contagious and spread the virus to others without even knowing they're re-sick. Another major difference lies in the severity and the potential for long-term complications. While a severe case of the flu can lead to pneumonia, it generally stays within the respiratory system. COVID-19 is different. It can be a multi-system disease, affecting not just the lungs but also the heart, the brain, and even the blood vessels. We've seen patients develop serious complications like blood clots and heart inflammation. And then there's the phenomenon we now call long COVID. This is a condition where symptoms like crushing fatigue, brain fog, memory problems, and shortness of breath can linger for months or even years after the initial infection. This kind of long-term fallout is something we rarely, if ever, see with the flu. Let's talk about how they get around. Both viruses are masters of transmission, spreading through the tiny droplets we release when we cough, sneeze, or even talk. Close contact is a major risk factor for both. However, studies have shown that COVID-19 appears to spread more easily than the flu. The virus particles can remain suspended in the air for longer periods, especially in poorly ventilated indoor spaces. That's precisely why public health measures like wearing masks and ensuring good air circulation became so critical during the pandemic. It's not just about close contact. It's also about the air you breathe. Now, what about our best line of defense? Vaccines. We've had vaccines for the seasonal flu for decades. Because the influenza virus mutates so frequently, scientists have to create a new vaccine every single year to match the circulating strains. For COVID-19, the scientific community achieved something remarkable by developing highly effective vaccines in record time. These vaccines have saved millions of lives around the world. Though the viruses are different, the goal of both the flu shot and the COVID-19 vaccine is the same: to protect you. They significantly reduce your risk of severe illness, hospitalization, and death. So, with all this overlap in symptoms, how can you possibly tell the difference if you start feeling sick? The honest truth is, based on symptoms alone, it can be nearly impossible to know for sure. That's why testing is so important. If you feel unwell with a fever, cough, or body aches, don't just assume it's one or the other. Don't ignore your symptoms and hope they go away. Getting tested is the only way to know what you're dealing with, and it's a crucial step in protecting the people around you. The simple thought, "it's probably just the flu," has unfortunately been the final, tragic mistake for far too many people. To wrap this all up, influenza and COVID-19 might look like twins on the surface, but they tell very different stories inside your body. One is an old familiar foe, while the other is a new and unpredictable challenger with the potential for long-lasting consequences. Knowing the difference isn't just trivia. It's knowledge that can protect your health, your family, and your future. Stay informed, stay aware, and never ever underestimate a virus. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content to help you stay healthy and safe.